Many Kenyans are wondering why Honorable Raila Odinga did not attend CDF Ogolla's final send-off in his home. But before that, Raila, we know that he had offered or given a message on his Twitter handle which read like this: "A terrible day for Kenya. My wife Ida and I are deeply saddened and profoundly shocked by the passing of General Francis Ogolla, the Chief of Defense Forces. We join the nation in mourning his loss. General Ogolla was a true patriot, a highly decorated soldier, and a consummate professional who served our country with unwavering dedication. Our hearts go out to his family, his colleagues in the KDF, and the entire nation as we grieve this immense loss. We also extend our very heartfelt condolences to the families of the KDF team who are accompanying General Ogolla. We know that at this moment, words will not be enough to console your tremendous grief. We pray the Lord may give you comfort. May the souls of all those who have departed find eternal peace." So this is Honorable Raila Odinga just making a statement after the passing on of CDF Ogolla. But now, let's see his tribute. The personal tribute by Honorable Raila Odinga on the passing of General Francis Ogolla and colleagues. "I join the people of Kenya and indeed the international community in mourning our decorated fallen soldier, General Francis Ogolla. My thoughts and prayers are with the General's family and the families of those who perished alongside him. I extend sympathies and prayers to the Kenya Defense Forces, for which the General held big dreams and provided sound and firm leadership. General Ogolla devoted his life to serving this country from the day he graduated, through multiple tours of duty, and ultimately as the top soldier in KDF. I acknowledge that our country has lost a military leader with deep knowledge, steady leadership, and strong judgment. I admired the General's vision to make our military stronger and more professional. Men of General Ogolla's utter dedication to the country and cause are rare. The loss of such a man is Kenya's and international community's loss. Ogolla was a leader who shared his strength and faith with all who knew him, including his juniors. On each of the happy occasions when our paths crossed with General, I was deeply impressed by the strength of his spirit and his cool confidence in the future security of our country. I believe, however, that his courage, skill, and dedication has guaranteed some measure of security for future generations. If only we can sustain the vision and reforms he initiated. Even as we mourn, I wish to pose a challenge to the government. There has been long-running concern about the state of helicopters and other equipment being used by our security sector. Many near-death encounters have occurred with the security aircrafts. We may never know what exactly brought down the helicopter in which the General died. It is our prayer that this tragedy may mark the beginning of a serious look into our security equipment, especially the aircrafts, with a view to undertaking a complete overhaul and modernization of the equipment. That was the General's vision. More importantly, the government owes this country a thorough, professional, and transparent investigations into this death. Only such an investigation will put the family and the whole nation at peace. May the General and his departed colleagues rest in peace. Well, that was a tribute from the Honorable Raila Odinga. Fellow Kenyans, this is a statement on the tragic helicopter accident that claimed the life of General Francis Ogolla, Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces (KDF), and 9 officers from Azimio. Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya coalition joins all Kenyans and indeed the world in grieving the tragic death of the Chief of Kenya Defense Forces, General Francis Ogolla. The general passed on yesterday following a tragic helicopter crash at the Kapcheptuleli boundary between Elgeyo Marakwet and West Pokot counties. General Ogolla died in the course of duty alongside 9 other officers. Major George Benson Magundu, Brigadier Swale Said, Colonel Duncan Keitan, Lieutenant Colonel David Sawe, Captain Sarah Mohammed, Captain Hilary Litali, Senior Sergeant John Kinyo Mreithi, Sergeant Cliffons Omondi, and Sergeant Rose Nyawira. This is devastating. Fortunately, the brutal hand of death left behind 2 unidentified survivors. We wish them a speedy recovery and demand that they be given proper security and medical attention. We will always remember General Ogolla as a devout patriot and dedicated soldier to the Republic of Kenya from the day he graduated through multiple tours of duty and ultimately as the top soldier in the Kenya Defense Forces. General was a highly decorated soldier who rose through the ranks after enlisting 40 years ago. He was revered by his colleagues at home and abroad. The Kenya's 11th CDF was a focused visionary whose impact on our disciplinary forces, indeed our nation, will be greatly missed. To General Ogolla's family and those of the fallen soldiers, we offer our deepest condolences at this most difficult moment, and we stand with you. It's worth noting that the KDF are responsible for securing the flight of their commander-in-chief and that of the Chief of Defense Forces. They have done so with excellence since independence. Kenyans are therefore puzzled and anxious with regards to this unprecedented breach of security of the CDF. Notably, he is the first to die in office in such circumstances. The following are the key questions that Kenyans need answers. First, is it a routine for a CDF to inspect classroom construction, or was it a directive from somewhere? 2. Was it normal for him to be in a chopper with so many other military personnel? 3. Was this his designated chopper? And if not, where was his designated chopper? These are some of the urgent questions that must be answered, and Kenyans deserve answers. We therefore call for a time-bound public inquiry, and no effort or resources should be spared, including securing the services of international experts or investigators to get to the bottom of this matter, as it raises grave concerns. Finally, we urge the government to consider the welfare of all our disciplined forces and their families in commemoration of General Ogolla and the brave soldiers who died. We petition that the Disciplined Forces Welfare Fund be established as soon as possible to address the well-being of all our disciplined forces. And that is the end of the statement from the Azimio coalition. Thank you.